Hi, this is an example of the Rhetorical Precis worksheet that you are going to see and complete for at least one of your articles that you researched this week. And a Rhetorical Precis is a very unique kind of summary in that it allows you to really put in a lot more of your analytical considerations in it so that you can go back and use it in your paper, or if you're doing a literature review or an annotated bibliography or whatever you might be using it for. It's a great way to keep track of all of the different articles and the information that you've gleaned from different sources, because it's very easy to get that all jumbled in your head. So use the Rhetorical Precis method to help keep you organized, and it also helps you from repeating steps that you've done already. So it's a really big time saver, putting your thoughts down in a very specific way so that when you go back and look at your notes, you understand what the format is, you understand who said what, and how it relates to your paper. So it's really a wonderful tool, and I hope you enjoy using it as much as I have in my graduate coursework. So basically, the structure of the précis is that there are 5 sentences. The first one describes the title of the work and what the author is positing. The second sentence explains how the author is supporting their thesis, and this sentence can be as long or as short as you need it to be. So feel free to, if you want a lot of details in what they use to support their thesis, go ahead and use that room. You can definitely use more than one sentence there. Or if you want to keep it brief, then just keep it to one sentence. The third sentence is basically what you think the purpose of why the author wrote this, what they're trying to achieve. And the sentence 4 is future implications or questions that came up. And then the 5th sentence is who you think the author's intended audience and or relationship was, what their relationship was with the audience. Okay, so here is a quick example of one that I did on Women Don't Want Men, Ha. This is an article that you can find on the web. It's definitely not a persuasive essay. It's more of a opinion kind of piece, and you can see that in the type of statistics and evidence that they use. It's definitely not a scholarly essay, but it's very easy to get the gist of what they were saying, so it makes a great example. So you'll see here I have the author's names, and I give the title of the article, and I say that they're arguing that the reason why the majority of American women are unmarried now, they're talking about this new statistic, is because women are too critical. So the authors support their position by providing some statistics that show that men work more outside of the home than women, and they give some anecdotal evidence that women are harder to please than men, but their main purpose is to gain sympathy for men in order to avoid all of the blame being placed on males regarding this new majority of there's more women that are unmarried than ever before. So the authors conclude with this judgment that women are bringing the single life upon themselves because they're too critical, and the authors write in a very contemptuous tone for a mixed audience of both men and women. And this should be the authors, right? Yay for proofreading. Okay, so it's very easy for you to take this format and use it with whatever you happen to be researching on. I've even got a little word bank for you so that you can see how to use each one of these it's labeled A, B, C, D, or E in the next section so that you can see what the worksheet looks like and how to use it. Here's another sample from my profession, which is teaching, and talking about homework, and should homework be abolished? Is homework useful? So I'm sure you might have some opinions on that topic as a student. Here's the summary of the article, and you can see I highlighted the what, how, why, what next, and to whom, that these 5 sentences refer to. And then there is the part that I didn't do for the Leving and Sachs article, which was the analysis. Do I agree with the author's thesis? This is important information to include in your précis that you're going to be handing in, because you're going to be analyzing the research articles that you're reading to find out, is this something that supports my opinion? How does this relate to the argument that I'm trying to make? Would it be a good counter argument? So here you can read my analysis of this particular essay and whether I think that the author's thesis has merit and why or why not I think that. And then these are optional elements that you can add into your rhetorical précis as you see fit. The third part is called the application section, which is, how will I use this information in my profession? Okay, I'm a teacher and I just read an article talking about how terrible homework was. So is that going to affect me as an educator? It should, in some way. Part 4, research implications. Is this going to be useful in supporting my claim as a writer? So how does this article support my thesis statement? What specific evidence from this article could I use in my paper? This section is like gold. If you do this for your research articles, it will be so easy for you to write your research papers if you have this information at your fingertips. And then this is just an evaluation section of how credible do you think the author is? Is there any bias? How recent is the article? Is it current? And then just a personal response. You can include this to help you balance out that subjective versus objective, and kind of integrate those two together, as we talked about in the previous video. So that's the rhetorical précis method. I will be expecting to see one of these next Wednesday. You can choose whichever peer-reviewed journal article you want based on the topic of your choice, and I look forward to reading those, and I hope that you enjoy this tool.